You get paid, breathe for a few hours, and then rent, groceries, and old debt eat the whole check. That's why people can work harder, earn more, and still feel like money never actually gets lighter. It's not always one dramatic disaster. Sometimes it's just groceries, gas, and bills quietly bleeding the month dry. Then one flat tire lands at the wrong time, and a small problem turns into 3 months of damage. One dentist visit, one missed shift, one late fee, and suddenly the month feels like it's attacking you in layers. So you sit down, open a spreadsheet, promise yourself this month will be different, and still feel weirdly lost. Because most people aren't confused about effort, they're confused about what actually deserves the next dollar first. And when you don't know the order, you stop planning and start reacting, which is expensive before it even becomes visible. The real problem usually isn't laziness or low discipline. It's fixing your finances in the wrong order. Think of money like triage. The smartest move isn't doing everything. It's stopping the most dangerous leak first. If this has felt harder than it should, it doesn't mean you're bad with money. It means the system is out of sequence. 2 people can make the same income, but the one using a better order feels calmer much sooner. That's why even thoughtful, responsible people stay stuck for years. They're making effort without a sequence that holds. Acting feels productive because you're always doing something, but random fixes rarely solve the thing actually draining you. So let's build the right order from the ground up, the way a calm financial life actually gets built. Step 1 is simple. Keep essentials current and make every minimum payment so new damage stops piling up. Essentials means the things that protect your life and stability: housing, food, utilities, insurance, medicine, transportation to function. Minimum payments don't feel exciting, but they stop fees, credit damage, and fresh chaos from making everything harder. Before bigger goals, your first job is to stop new fires, because growth doesn't stick when the floor is still moving. Then fix the calendar itself, due dates, reminders, and autopay, because chaos charges interest in the form of late fees. A good system removes decisions from tired moments, because tired moments are where most money mistakes quietly happen. If possible, route your paycheck on purpose, so the first dollars go where survival and stability actually need them. People underestimate how much disorganization costs, because small fees feel separate even when they're building the same problem. Motivation is unreliable, but a simple system keeps working on the days when your brain is busy, tired, or stressed. Once the floor stops moving, your next job is building a small layer between life and fresh debt. Weekly is just a scan, balances, due dates, and anything upcoming that could become annoying if ignored. For many people, that's around $1,000, or your highest deductible, whatever better protects your actual life.
It sounds small, but small beats zero by a mile when the goal is stopping new damage at the exact wrong moment.
A car repair stops being a financial chain reaction when the money already exists before the mechanic calls. Same thing with a medical copay. It can stay annoying instead of becoming another balance you're still paying in spring. Life keeps sending little tests, pet bills, home fixes, weird timing, and your buffer keeps them from multiplying. What you're really buying here isn't just coverage. You're buying fewer panic decisions made in expensive moments. Keep this money in a separate savings bucket so it stays visible, protected, and less tempting to casually blur away. You do not need one giant heroic transfer. Consistent small moves can build this faster than people expect. And the first time you realize a random expense no longer means instant debt, your whole nervous system feels it. The point is not that emergencies stop happening, it's that they stop feeling like instant financial collapse. Now, before we attack debt hard, there's one early exception that deserves attention if your job offers it. If your employer matches retirement contributions, take enough to capture the full match, because that is part of your compensation. Ignoring a full match is basically leaving part of your paycheck on the table and walking away from it. The key is enough to get the match, not using the match as an excuse to ignore toxic debt. If there's no employer match available, that's fine. You simply move on to the next priority without guilt. Because after the floor is stable and the match is secured, high-interest debt becomes the loudest danger in the room. A credit card charging 24% is not a personality issue. It is a machine undoing your progress every month. Growing investments while that machine is still running hard is like pouring water into a bucket with a giant hole. So now we need an attack plan that is simple enough to follow and strong enough to actually finish. The avalanche method means you target the highest interest first while paying minimums on everything else. If you want the math advantage, avalanche usually saves the most money because it shuts off the worst rate sooner. But if the snowball method keeps you emotionally engaged, that can still be a smart choice for real human behavior. Snowball means smallest balance first, and the reason people love it is simple. Clean wins are motivating. The real secret is not arguing about methods forever. It's choosing one and staying with it long enough to matter. Once you choose the target, every extra dollar should flow there with as little drama and friction as possible. During debt payoff, pause lifestyle upgrades, because new financing is just old stress wearing cleaner packaging. Buy now, pay later splits your total into 4 easy payments over time. And once you're done, the purchase is fully paid off. This is where trimming waste helps most, when those dollars immediately reinforce a clear payoff plan instead of disappearing randomly. And once the balance starts visibly moving, something psychological changes. The problem finally feels solvable. The first account you kill is not just math. It's proof that your money can stop moving backward. As debt falls, your monthly cash flow starts breathing before you're even fully done. And that matters more than people expect. The dangerous moment is when progress starts feeling good, because that's when people reward themselves back into delay. Debt is a condition to solve, not an identity to wear, and that shift makes it easier to stay objective. Once toxic debt is controlled, your next move is building real safety, so setbacks stop feeling existential. This is where you build a full emergency fund, usually 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. If your income is stable and your household has more than one reliable earner, the lower end may be enough. If your income is fragile, seasonal, or carried by one person, you want more cushion, not less. Keep this money boring, liquid, and accessible, because its job is protection, not excitement. This is not money for crypto experiments, stock guessing, or trying to optimize every last percentage point. An emergency is job loss, medical need, urgent repair, or real disruption, not a sale, trip, or mood purchase. In a job loss scenario, what the emergency fund buys first is not money. It buys time to think clearly. In a health issue, it buys recovery space so you don't have to solve survival and healing at the same time. In a major repair, it keeps one broken thing from breaking the rest of the system with it. A real emergency fund protects future choices, which is why it feels so much bigger than a number in an account. Real financial peace doesn't look flashy. It feels like knowing one ugly month will not destroy you. Only after this point does long-term investing stop being fragile and start becoming something that can compound properly. Wealth usually grows through automation and repetition, not through bursts of motivation or random moments of discipline. Automatic investing wins because it keeps you moving when emotions, headlines, and daily life are trying to pull you sideways. Simple diversified funds beat most people's urge to tinker, predict, and accidentally turn investing into another stress source. Compounding feels boring at first because the magic shows up late, but that's exactly why consistency matters so much. This is the moment when time finally starts working for you, instead of quietly charging you rent in the background. One of the cleanest moves you can make is using raises to increase investing before lifestyle inflation gets there first. Even 1% at a time matters, because small increases repeated across years become much larger than people imagine. A big part of investing success is simply not sabotaging yourself every time headlines try to recruit your fear. Zoomed in, markets look chaotic. Zoomed out, discipline starts looking a lot more powerful than prediction. Wealth is usually a habit problem before it's a math problem, which is why the system matters so much. The fantasy is getting rich fast, the reality is getting stable first, then wealthy through repetition most people get bored with. Every boring automatic contribution is a message to your future self that chaos does not get to run the whole story. Once investing is automated, you want it running in the background so your attention can move to other money problems. Because after the big structure is built, the next level is handling the expenses people keep pretending are surprises. Sinking funds are money buckets for predictable future costs, so those costs stop ambushing your normal monthly budget. Most so-called unexpected expenses are actually scheduled life events you just didn't reserve money for yet. Car maintenance, annual insurance, gifts, travel, home upkeep, and tech replacement are all classic sinking fund territory. You make these easier by funding them monthly in small amounts, instead of waiting for the whole bill to appear. When the annual bill shows up, the goal is for your reaction to be, "Right, we planned for that." New tires should feel expensive, not shocking, and that difference is exactly what a sinking fund. Gifts should feel planned, not guilty, and a simple gift fund keeps generosity from turning into January credit card regret. Travel becomes a lot less expensive emotionally when it's prepaid by habit instead of cleaned up later with interest. Once those buckets exist, adulthood stops feeling like a monthly ambush and starts feeling much more predictable.
A real budget includes future you, which means planned money for expenses that haven't arrived yet, but absolutely will.
And once that layer is working, you can finally think about the goals that belong later in the sequence. Low-interest debt is not nothing, but it usually belongs after stability, not before it. This 5% student loan is manageable, but be careful. That 24% on your credit card can really add up fast. Paying extra on a low mortgage while expensive revolving debt is still alive often feels mature, but mathematically, it's backwards. Extra mortgage payments can be great, just usually after your cash flow, safety, and investing system are no longer fragile. Student loans need nuance too, because the right move depends on the rate, protections, and your overall cash stability. People love optimizing tiny percentages before they've built a stable system, and that usually slows progress more than it helps. The goal is not perfect optimization. The goal is making sure the next dollar solves the biggest problem first. Now, if your income is irregular, this same order still works, but the buffer sections become even more important. When income swings, your problem is not just spending, it's timing, unpredictability, and the stress of never knowing the exact month shape. That's why irregular earners often need a bigger cushion sooner, because cash flow shock is part of the job description. A powerful goal for unstable income is getting 1 month ahead, so this month's earnings fund next month's life. Starting a month with money already there changes your whole brain, because planning replaces chasing. Budget from your lower normal income, not your best month, because optimism is a terrible shock absorber. In strong months, don't instantly upscale life. Fortify buffers, taxes, and known future costs before celebrating too hard. And if money decisions affect more than one person, The order has to become shared, not just personally understood. A lot of household money stress is not math at all. It's two people trying to solve different problems with the same dollars. The fix is agreeing on one shared order, so every dollar stops carrying an argument inside it. The meeting can stay simple. Where are we now? What's next? And what needs attention before it gets expensive? Shared systems work better when both people still have a little guilt-free spending room inside clear boundaries. The point is not control for its own sake. It's reducing the number of decisions that turn into low-grade stress. Once the structure is built, the next challenge is keeping it alive long enough for the benefits to really compound. If your system is so complicated you avoid looking at it, then the system is already too expensive mentally. For most people, a quick weekly glance and a deeper monthly reset are enough to keep the machine working. Weekly is just a scan, balances, due dates, and anything upcoming that could become annoying if ignored. Monthly is where you clean the system, move money with intention, and make sure the next month starts honest. You will mess up sometimes, but the goal is a fast reset, not a shame spiral that wrecks the next 3 weeks. Every mistake is useful if it tells you where the system is too loose, too optimistic, or too manual. One bad week does not mean the month is dead, and that mindset alone saves people a shocking amount of money. Strong systems beat strong moods, so build guardrails that make the smart move easier on your most tired day. A lot of overspending is emotional convenience wearing a practical disguise, so knowing your triggers matters. The underrated reward of getting your finances in order is not just numbers, it's how much quieter your brain becomes. Same person, same job, same city, just a different sequence, and suddenly life feels less like recovery mode. So let's pull it together clearly, because once you see the whole order, the stress starts feeling a lot less random. First, stay current on essentials and minimums so new fires stop getting added to an already crowded month. Next, build a starter buffer and grab the employer match if it exists, because both protect progress early. After that, build real safety so emergencies become painful moments instead of financial identity crises. Then automate investing, fund predictable future costs, and let consistency do the heavy lifting from there. Finally, low-interest debt acceleration, extra mortgage payments, and faster wealth goals belong later, once the core machine is stable. This order is not about making life feel tighter. It's about removing the invisible pressure of constant financial guesswork. The after picture isn't luxury. It's sleeping better, reacting less, and not feeling ambushed by your own calendar. You do not need a perfect month, a perfect app, or a perfect personality to make this work. What you need next is one honest step in the right order, because clarity compounds faster than intensity. Tonight, identify whether your real next move is staying current, building a starter buffer, or attacking toxic debt. Most people do not need a miracle. They need the right sequence repeated long enough for their life to finally feel different. The smartest order to fix your finances is the one that turns panic into traction and confusion into control. If you want calm, practical money systems without fake guru noise, subscribe to Mike Finance Lab and build this step by step with me. Which step are you stuck on right now? Staying current, building the buffer, killing debt, or finally creating real safety?